One of the biggest challenges in business is building and maintaining trust with new companies, especially those from around the world.
Objective of Dun Bradstreet in the business right now is to provide a DUNS number, which is a DUNS number, right? Which is a 9-digit unique identifier for your company so that you can exist and you can do business legally, legally, globally. It has helped 98% of the Fortune 500 companies in the world. You will need DnB because we have been doing this for about 200 years. We have experience in it, providing trust. That's the entire motto of what we are here for.
If you want to gain trust in the business world, DnB is a solution that you should really check out. This is Amir Anzur, Chief Marketing Officer of Pakistan Software Export Board, where we run the Tech Destination Pakistan podcast. One of the biggest challenges in business is building and maintaining trust with new companies, especially those from around the world. As we're based in Pakistan, most of our clients, over 56%, come from the United States. So we do anything and everything we can to build and maintain trust across borders. One of the pioneers of this industry is Dun Bradstreet. They are based in the US, headquartered in the US, and have opened up offices in Pakistan over 5 years ago. And what they do is they help small, medium enterprises and governments build trust across borders. So you might have seen the Dun number if you've opened up any Play Store or Apple Store or any sort of app. You'll see the Dun number. You might have come across it in business. And today we're here with Ravissh Hasan to learn about what the Dun number is, what DnB does for businesses, and how they help businesses grow all across the world. So thank you, Ravissh, for being on, and welcome to Tech Destination Pakistan.
Thank you, Amir. I'm glad to be here with you. Just a little bit about me. This is Ravissh Hasan. I have been into the B2B marketing technology industry for over 12 plus years now. Worked with several different industries, organizations in the financial sector, in the healthcare sector, in the IT sector mainly. And over the years, the kind of learning that I've had and the kind of experiences that I've had, which led me to DnB, which is the world's largest commercial database company right now, is that everything revolves around data. Data is the crux. Data is the new trend that you need to follow, right? So if you are basically working in any industry, any company, any department, if you do not have things sorted in terms of data or anything reported in terms of data, then there's no value to it, right? So that is something that I've really learned at Dun Bradstreet, and I'm glad to be part of it. I oversee marketing for South Asia, Middle East, and Africa region mainly. My role is here based in Pakistan, but then it's regional in the sense that I look after all the digital as well as offline marketing activities entirely for the region, which includes, of course, events, partnerships, PRs, digital media, all of that. So Dun Bradstreet is a global company. It was founded in US. 4 past US presidents have worked with DnB, and it has helped 98% of the Fortune 500 companies in the world. Our work mainly revolves around data, but we deal in, of course, building credibility, mitigating risks, providing trust. So that's the entire motto of what we are here for. And all our products and all our product lines are linked to that main objective.
What I find interesting about DnB is that I think it'll help our companies work with Fortune 500 companies, right? Because what I've learned is if you solve a problem for a website that's doing $1,000 a day, and you solve a problem for a website that's doing $1 million a day, if you solve that $1 million a day problem, you're going to make much more money as a consultant, as a business owner. And so if we can start working with Fortune 500 companies, and so for those that don't know what those are the 500 of the biggest companies in the US. They're worth billions of dollars, and DnB will help us reach those companies because it builds a trust level so they don't have to do all the investigation of whether a company is legit or legal. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. So if you are doing a business with any international client across cross-border trade or anything, dealing with a vendor across markets, you need DnB. In any form, you will need DnB because we have been doing this for about 200 years. We have experience in it. We are mandated to do this, right, by the US government.
Okay, so just for the audience, we're going to use DnB and Dun Bradstreet. They're the same thing.
Yeah.
So Dun Bradstreet, how old is the company? When was it founded?
So Dun Bradstreet is almost a 200-year-old company. We are based in US, the headquarters. Globally, we are present in across all over the world almost. So it's all about partners that are divided into regions. So South Asia, Middle East, and Africa region is what Dun Bradstreet's same region comes into, where we are headquartered in Dubai, and we have offices in Pakistan, we have offices in KSA, Qatar, Nigeria, Bangladesh, and all other rest of the markets that we're slowly and gradually expanding into.
Okay, excellent. So that is really a great service, and it's been around for almost 200 years, and I'm sure they've pivoted and changed around. Was it originally a data organization as well, do you know? Or has it turned into something completely different because of keeping up with technology?
No, so it was originally a data and insights organization. We are known globally for the DUNS number, which is a 9-digit universal identifier of your company. Over the years, we have launched several other solutions in the risk and compliance, in sales and marketing, various other risk management solutions. But the main crux of it is that you get data. We have 600 million plus businesses in our database right now. And this is basically what DnB is all about, right? It's about data, it's about compliance, it's about credibility, and that's what we maintain. Yeah. Objective of Dun Bradstreet in the business right now is to provide a DUNS number, which is a DUNS number, right? Which is a 9-digit unique identifier for your company, so that you can exist and you can do business legally, legitimately, globally, right? In order for you to exist and to get international contracts, to deal with international clients, you need that DUNS number, and you need Dun Bradstreet in that form, right? Even on Google and Apple developer apps, you need to sign up for a DUNS number because that's a mandatory requirement.
So if I have a company that wants to upload an app on Google Play Store, I need a DUNS number?
Yes.
And how do I get that number?
You need to reach out to your local market office for Dun Bradstreet, right? We are here in Pakistan. We're serving the companies here in Pakistan in several other ways, right? We're providing the DUNS number, DUNS registration. So the easiest way is to reach out to Dun Bradstreet, Pakistan.
And what kind of information would I be asked for?
Just basic NTN number, all that rest of the information.
So if I'm a one-man band without any registration with the SECP or any company, it's not really for me?
No.
But if I have a legal entity,
yes,
then it's for me?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So then it gives other entities, companies that want to work with me some sort of a surety that I'm a real business.
Exactly.
Okay, and then it works with me around the world. So if I have a DUNS number in Pakistan or in Nigeria or Bangladesh, we know that there's some sort of legal entity behind my business.
Exactly. So it works like you are an entity, you're a legal business, you have a DUNS number, which means you're legit. But then above and beyond, if you want to seem credible, we have this another solution that comes into play, which is Dun's registered seal. So it's a badge that you put on your website, on your business documents, that you can utilize as a seal of trust across globally and deal with clients all over the world.
Oh, excellent. So that gives another level of trust
Yes.
to the clients.
Exactly.
So is it that you guys are providing, your core business is around trust? Is that what you would say is DnB's core business, is help businesses and countries gain trust?
Our core business is trust, credibility. We also deal in risk mitigation. We have risk management solutions, and that varies, of course. So for instance, if you are a business in Pakistan or elsewhere and you would want to reach out to potential clients, right? You need a proper verified profile for yourself created in terms of your financials, in terms of your company to present and win contracts. You can reach out to us for business credibility reports, right? So that's where different products come into place. Similarly, if you need a sales and marketing solution, we have DnB Hoovers. For people who want to who want sales intelligence, who want to do prospecting abroad, they can reach out to us for DnB Hoovers because that's a complete marketing and sales solution for them. We're providing sales and marketing solutions, we're providing risk management solutions, we're providing compliance solutions for the compliance risk mitigation, right? So we're doing a lot of stuff in that domain.
So when you're looking to invest in a company in Pakistan, do you do due diligence on the directors and the management team as well when you're pitching it internationally?
Definitely. I mean, the main role of Dun Bradstreet is to enable you to do business, right? So our risk and compliance solutions are made for that. We offer all the due diligence within that. We have linkages. We can provide you linkages of any company, let's say here, which is a parent company to another company somewhere else, or even the background checks around any of the individuals working in any company, right? So it's a proper verification that goes into place.
So what I'm getting at is that an American entity that doesn't know how to do business outside America, they'll have that familiar look at doing business, so it'll feel like they're still working inside America, because DnB is taking care of a lot of the risk and the trust issues. Would that be right?
Exactly. So if any American company wants to connect with any vendor, supplier, client across markets, they can come to us. We have all the solutions available for that.
So it's for companies of a certain size. I'm assuming if you're a one-person company or a two-person company, you wouldn't understand the complexity of it. But this, when you're selling more to bigger companies, then DnB becomes more and more useful.
No, we have solutions for the SMEs. We have solutions for the bigger enterprise organizations. It totally depends on what's your need right now. If you're a startup, if you are growing right now, solutions like Dun's registered seal, like I mentioned, right? Solutions like this business credibility report could help you. Eventually, even the bigger businesses can benefit from our credibility reports, from our ESG solutions, which we have launched recently, finance analytics, risk analytics. These are certain solutions that help you with the credit management decision making.
Does that mean that it'll help you get better credit score with banks, for instance?
So if I talk about finance analytics in particular, finance analytics is a credit decision-making solution, I would say, right? So for instance, if it's a large organization dealing with multiple vendors, it's hard to keep track of who made the payment on time, who's the defaultee, and that's where the solution comes into place, right? Because this solution actually helps you manage your vendors and their credit payments, their defaults, everything in one place. And that's where you keep track of everything. It gives you above and beyond, of course, the credit scores, everything else around those vendors. So it's a whole credit management solution.
And what's the difference in the different markets that you work in? You work with South Asia, Middle East. So you work with Nigeria, you work with Bangladesh, I believe, and
Yes.
Dubai, etc. What do you think is difference between emerging economies and set economies like the US, and how can Pakistan take advantage of that?
I think if we compare Pakistan with other markets, it's like Pakistan is still emerging in terms of different businesses. IT has done really well over the years, and even this year, I would say. So if I compare Pakistan with other markets, I think Pakistan is still emerging in terms of economy. If I talk about markets like Saudi Arabia, it's one of the most visionary markets, I would say, which has a proper vision in place, right? Markets like Pakistan, Nigeria, Bangladesh, they're emerging, and which is again, which is why with the SMEs or the businesses need us, right? Because once people start opening their businesses or start their legit businesses, they would need the DnB number, the DUNS number, and that's where we come into place.
And without having to name countries, what is the difference between the different countries that you think that you notice? Because they must be in different levels of maturity. Like the American market, I'm assuming, is the most mature, and then these countries are catching up or trying to figure out how to work with them.
I still feel that South Asia, Middle East, not Middle East, but then the South Asian and African markets are still emerging, evolving, but rapidly. So the urgency is there. The need is there, right? It's just that we need to act right now. And it's great that DnB in the region is penetrating across and opening offices across within the South Asia, Middle East, Africa rapidly, because again, these are the emerging markets. The kind of solutions that we offer fit really well with them. These are credibility solutions which need to showcase that we are a credible business. We are trustable. We can work with international clients, and that is what you need, right? Because if you are sitting in the US, you would want to understand or want to be sure before doing a business with a Pakistani company or a Nigerian company, let's say, with a Pakistani company, that it's legit. It's not gonna default to you. It's not gonna leave you in the mid. It's not gonna. It's just something that you need to understand properly, and that's where Dun Bradstreet and its role comes into play. So currently, if you're just operating and your business without DnB solutions, without DnB, then you're just there in the market, but then you're not seen internationally. You're not seen legit internationally. We are providing services for startups, for companies to become visible.
Mm-hmm.
That's
okay.
the goal.
Okay, great. So I think part of the reason we're doing this podcast is to see how we can promote you within the country of Pakistan so that a lot more companies take you up and then push their agenda, which is to get their business and their exports going, because frankly, legitimate companies are more likely to use you than someone not as structured in their organization. Would that be a good way of thinking?
Yeah, definitely, because see, the major issue that we face in Pakistan specifically, and not just Pakistan, but all the emerging markets, is the trust issue, right? Why would any company do a business with another company with any sort of verification or any background check? And that's where Dun Bradstreet comes in. So we are the need right now. The companies need us.
I mean, trust is at the heart of any business, right?
Exactly.
If I don't trust you, I'm not going to shake my hands and and do any business. And I think what I'm getting is that what you do is for company to company build that trust. And I think you also do that for governments so that we as Pakistan get seen as more credible country to do business with. Would that be right?
Yes. So the idea right now and the goal for especially Dun Bradstreet in Pakistan is to support the government and support the government initiatives in a manner that we become, we play a role in terms of growing the startups or the SMEs, small, medium-sized companies, and also support the larger organizations simultaneously and represent the best face for Pakistan abroad.
Excellent. So great. So people that are watching now or listening in on this, what's the next steps that they should do to get their DnB number, to promote it? And should they promote it on their website? What should they do now?
So they should definitely reach out to their local offices, local market offices. Like in Pakistan, we have Dun Bradstreet Pakistan, similarly in other markets. And they should reach out to the sales teams and they would be happy to help.
Excellent. So on the screen somewhere, we'll put the URL of the website and then they can reach out.
Sure.
And what's the main goal for DnB for the next year or so in Pakistan?
DnB in Pakistan is growing rapidly. We are hiring skillful people in the organization. We are promoting the brand in terms of we're creating awareness right now. Whether they get their DUNS number or DUNS registered seal, which is the basic requirement right now for any startup or medium-sized business, is that they should at least know about us. So that sort of awareness is something that's needed, and especially for the businesses in Pakistan, because globally we have emerged really well, but then in Pakistan, we're still growing and we hope to achieve that soon.
But I think for fundraisers, maybe it's not as important. So if the Pakistani government wants to help its members grow, how can we do that?
So in that scenario, the government entities, they can collaborate with us in the sense that we can definitely support them in helping the supply chain management of their members or of the businesses that they have that they want to support to, right? With the kind of solutions that we offer. We have around 600 million plus businesses in our database, which means that we have that enough data that you can connect with any other business, or you can, the government has any sort of an initiative where they want to explore new markets for their businesses and enable them to work with other businesses abroad, then definitely we have supply chain management solutions. We can provide all the due diligence, support the government in that framework. We are a database company, of course. We have 600 million plus businesses in our database, which means that we can definitely support the government in the due diligence, in the compliance checks, in making sure that their businesses grow. So governments can definitely collaborate with us in that manner, right? And we would actually appreciate if we do that, because this is now something that is a requirement, and it should come through the government.
Okay, excellent. That's been really informative. I've really enjoyed our conversation and learning on how businesses from Pakistan can build trust all around the world, not just to the American companies. A known and reliable entity like DnB, which brings in a lot of history to the world of business, is something that's now available in Pakistan for the last 5 years or so. Although they've been around for over almost 200 years.
Yeah.
That's really great to hear about learning, and that governments as well as small, medium enterprises can benefit from it. So how can people get their next information and go find out and start their DnB numbers? And in Pakistan, do you work with governments as well, or in these other countries, do you work with the governments as well, or is it primarily the small, medium enterprises that you work with?
We work with governments, we work with banks, we work with financial institutions, corporates. Totally depends on the kind of offering and their ask. So
How do you work with governments?
with government, it's more from a partnership perspective, right? Where we support the government initiatives. So for instance, if there's an initiative, let's say from an IT standpoint, that we need to increase the exports for XY with XYZ number, right? That's where we come into play. Because if the government organization, if the governments reach out to us and they do some sort of a partnership with us, we will be able to enable their businesses to gain DUNS number easily, DUNS registered seal, all the solutions that we offer.
Okay, because we do work with Pakistan Software Export Board. Our goal is to increase exports. So what sort of partnership might be in the pipeline that we could do together that would help our companies? We have over 8,000 members just in terms of companies, and then tens of thousands of freelancers that are registered with us. How would that help them in this new economy?
From that perspective, for the Pakistan Software Export Board, I would say the best kind of collaboration, the partnership that we can do is mainly around how you are enabling those businesses that you're working with, member organizations, to register their business, right? Register in the sense that whether they have the DUNS number or not, whether they need the DUNS registered seal or not, or the credibility solutions or not, or the business credibility report for their own personal profiling. So we can collaborate in that manner. We can educate the businesses in Pakistan as to how they can obtain these DnB solutions and reach out globally for better clients, international clients.
So at Pakistan Software Export Board, our main objective is to help companies within Pakistan grow their exports of talent and software and bring in dollars within Pakistan. How can DnB help with that?
So exports, and especially ID exports, has increased over the years. This year, if I'm not wrong, it's been about 3.8 billion, 20% more than what we were doing last year, which means that the government entities, and especially PSEB, is working towards export of these IT companies, and making sure that these companies get enough clients abroad, which means we can definitely collaborate in the sense that we can work towards doing an initiative or partnering in a manner where we educate the businesses that we have in Pakistan about the DUNS number, why it's required, on which platforms, how can you get the DUNS registered seal for your business, how can you get the credibility solutions for your business, and why it's necessary, right? Because the kind of initiatives that you have, and because they're active right now, that shows the kind of urgency that there is, right? We're growing right now rapidly in terms of IT. So IT can be definitely benefited from Dun Bradstreet in those ways.
The first steps you would say that someone should take to get a DnB number or try to understand what it's about, is there some training available on what DnB is about, or should they just visit the DnB website?
They can reach out to the website, which is dnbsame.com. That's basically the website that we operate within the region with. They can reach out to the local office contacts, and Dun Bradstreet Pakistan has been into business for about 5+ years now. And we have a proper office here in Pakistan. We have a proper sales team. They can reach out and they can get the DUNS number.
Excellent. We're always up for trying out new things, and that's why we started with this podcast to grow the education of Duns to our members.
Right.
And yeah, so whichever way we can collaborate, we're going to look into it as long as it follows our government rules.
Right.
And happy to collaborate on that. Okay, Ravish, thank you so much for your time today. That's been really interesting. What I've really learned today is that if you want to gain trust in the business world, DnB is a solution that you should really check out, whether you're an individual company, a small, medium enterprise, or a government entity like the Pakistan Software Export Board that wants to help its members grow internationally. And thank you so much for your time. And how can people get a hold of you or get more information about DnB?
So the people can reach out on dnbsame.com, dnbsame.com. That's the website.
Thank you so much, Ravish, from dnb.com, dnbsame.com.